Hey guys, what's up? This is Vinnie Stevens here. Welcome to another video from my channel, and welcome to a vinyl review special. This is the last vinyl review special before series 3. This video was supposed to be released as the last video, but unfortunately, I kind of lost all the footage for it. Had to kind of re-record it all again, unfortunately. So anyway, here's the new one. So this video will be focusing on the vinyls that I reviewed from the first two series of vinyl reviews. I will be saying about my review and how you got the album and all that. So yeah, so enough of me talking. Let's get on with the video. So at number 10 is Fleetwood Mac Rumors. So my review on it, I rated this album a 9 out of 10. This is a brilliant album. It has some brilliant all-time classic Fleetwood Mac songs, as well as some all-time classic rock songs as well. Um, I love this album. I don't tend to play it that much, but I do often put it on when I want a bit of a change. It is one of my all-time favorite albums, and it's the only Fleetwood Mac album I really like. I do like some of their other stuff from this kind of era of the band, which I think is kind of their best lineup. And the band has had a bit of an influence on me. I'm not a huge Fleetwood Mac fan. When I started to get into this type of music, I would tend to listen to like the greatest hits from the band, and a lot of the songs from this album were on it. I got this album at the start of last year. It was my first album I brought at the time. I had no real intention of buying this album. I know when I got a vinyl player, people were saying to me I needed to have this in the collection. Before I got this album, it was selling in the supermarket near where I'm from. Um, but it was twice the price. It was, well, first of all, it was a new one, and it was twice the price as this. This one is actually an original one, which I came across in a U section in Bennettside, which is a vinyl shop in my hometown, and it's where I've got other vinyls from. At first, I wasn't gonna buy it, but in the end, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy it. I didn't stick it on right away. But when I did for the first time, I just quickly fell in love with this album. And yeah, all in all, it's a brilliant album. So on to number 9. So at number 9 is uh Iron Maiden, the number of the beast. So I rate this album 9.5 out of 10, same like as the Fleetwood Mac Rumors album. Like this one, it's one of my favorite all-time Iron Maiden albums. Some songs on this album introduced me to the band and to the kind of the whole new wave of British heavy metal. When I got this album, it was one of my favorite albums on vinyl. I never had it off, and even sometimes I do listen to it, and I've been having it on for quite a while, and it is probably still one of my most played off vinyls in my collection. Um, I love the lyrics to the songs. It's got a theme to each of the song, and I love the double guitars, and the solos are just amazing. Love the heavy drums and the bass line. All together makes these songs awesome and a brilliant album. Love the album cover, the mascot, and I have a digital copy of this album as well. But as I said before, um, it just sounds so much better in vinyl, just with the sound. Also, when I recorded this was, I think it was it was the second episode of the first series of vinyl reviews. last year I went to see Iron Maiden live in August at the SSE Arena in Belfast in the north of Ireland. As part of their Legacy of the Beast tour, and they played. I think they played a few songs off this album, and it was probably one of the best concerts I've been to. It's the actually the when this video's been released, it's the current my last current concert I've been to. So on to number 8. So at number 8 is Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction. So I rate this album 10 out of 10. I've played this album loads of times. It was the first ever album that I brought alongside the Iron Maiden album. Um, it was it is actually a new record. And Guns N' Roses was one of the first bands I got into. A lot of the songs I would listen to are from this album, and I still do. They never really played in the country I'm from. They definitely have played in England, where I'm currently living now. I I think they probably have, like, um, not not too sure. But a tribute band used to play in my where I'm from a couple of years ago near where I lived, and they have played in Dublin in Ireland. I think it was 2017 they played with the original lineup, but to be honest, that concert sold out in a couple of minutes, so didn't get a chance to go. And yeah, I would I would love to see Guns N' Roses, the original lineup, play live at some point in my life. So on to number 7. So number 7 is Jimi Hendrix. Are You Experienced? So I rated this album a 9 out of 10. It's a brilliant album. It's still probably one of the best albums I've ever heard. Like, it is. I don't know now. It wouldn't be my first newest album. Maybe. I don't know. It'd be like probably close to 10th newest album in my I think. I think this is like the third or fourth double vinyl I have in my album, and this is still probably one of the oldest albums. If this album's nearly 52 years old. Fortunately, this isn't actually original one. It's like a remastered new one. Um, when I got this was around my birthday. I brought it from a supermarket where I got the two previous albums that are made in Guns N' Roses one. Um, and to be honest, at the time, even though they like supermarket didn't have a great collection of vinyls, it's now got even. Last time I was in it, it's now even got smaller. They had this, and I think it was like Prince's Purple Rain. Only two albums I would have gone for. This was before like vinyl shops started to come to my town. I had no real intention of getting this album. It was this, or as I said, the Princess Purple Rain album. I wanted to listen to something new on vinyl. I never really listened to Jimi Hendrix stuff until I got this album. I think this is a brilliant album. Still, a lot of the songs has got me into Hendrix, and another, like, it's even got me into his later stuff as well, which has appeared on their albums. I have actually got songs now on digital copy, unless, but as I said before, like, it just sounds so much better. Also, as a guitarist myself, I don't really play as much now, 'cause obviously I've moved over here. My life is pretty busy. Um, and I have people who live above me, below me, and some who used to live next to me, so I don't play the guitar as much. But Jimi Hendrix is a legend to me. I don't play electric guitar, I play acoustic. But I actually have started to sometimes play his music, which is kind of growing as an influence on me. So yeah, now on to number 6. So number 6 is okay, meat Meatloaf, Bad Out of Hell. Just realised the vinyl's not actually in that. But anyway, I rate this album 10 out of 10. It was for a couple of reasons which I still stick by. This album has become one of my all-time favorite albums. Ever since I got a vinyl player, people said to me, "Oh, you need to get this album in your collection." I was, I'm not never really a big fan of Meatloaf until I heard this album. I had at the time I had no intention of buying this album, but when I first heard this album, it hit me hard and blew me away. And I've never had. It's probably still one of my most played albums. Just the sound of it, and it was something that like was new to me that I never heard before. Before I got this album, I only ever heard a few of Meatloaf's songs, and it was off this album. Like for instance, example, I'll take words out of my mouth, but then kind of have that Hot Summer Nights intro to it. Like this was before I ever started to get into the likes of bands and stuff. Um, I got this album in August. I think it was 2017. I was home for a couple of weeks going away, and me and the mate went to a shop called Tunes, which I have got other vinyls from, past and present. Also, a few that are going to be I may be reviewing very soon. Spoiler alert. I brought this was in cheap stock stuff, so I got this album pretty cheap. It's probably one of the cheapest albums I've got, like at 3 or 4 quid, which is cheap. It's not reconditioned. It's original. It plays really well like a new record. The cover is a bit, as you probably can see, it's a bit wrecked, and someone's coloured in the E in blue pen. That doesn't really bother me. I'd be honest. See, when I have this vinyl on, I never have it off until I get bored of it. I didn't put it on. I think it was one of those albums I put on right away. A couple of months later, local supermarket. I don't know if they still do it now. From where I'm from, obviously. Um, they put it up, but it was a new LP, and it was like 3 times the price of this. And it was a new one, so pretty lucky I've got an original one in the collection. I found it interesting. I actually kind of found it interesting when I was doing the review for this. The research, there was a lot of stuff I actually didn't know about this. This album has got me into concept kind of albums, and before wasn't really my taste in music, but I thought it was a bit too musical for my taste. But actually, really going to love it now, and it's probably one of my favorite albums. So next album is a live album. So yeah, roll. So the next album is Kiss Alive. So uh, where's the review for this? Lost it. So pretty much at the time when I did this review, I was reviewing Kiss's Love Gun album as well, but fortunately it's not actually in this list. I rated this album 10 out of 10. But like I'm being honest, and it is with that review. And it is one of the best albums I've ever listened to, live albums as well. This is one of my all-time favorite albums. It's got some brilliant songs on it from Kiss's first 3 albums. They're self-titled, Hot and Hell, Just to Kill. And these are the songs that got me into Kiss. This was the first album that got me into Kiss. I'm a huge Kiss fan. I've got Kiss things like mugs, which I've actually got one right here. vinyls, t-shirts, and a live box set CD, so yeah. I love to see them live. In fact, they're playing Newcastle this year, but unfortunately I couldn't get tickets, and I'm going to be back home in the north of Ireland over the summer. So yeah, but we love. Unfortunately, this is their like last tour now, so bit gutted I never got to see them live. I would love if they did, like, I would love to see them play this album in full, but there's a thing I almost forgot. I don't think this is actually an original 1975 copy. It might be a remastered one from the 80s or something, the 84. Um, Reissued. I got this place called Tunes back in my hometown. I got this. It was my last vinyl I brought in 2017. I just went down one day, came across, and the guy sold it to me. Same guy, the guy who sold me the Love Gun Kiss record, who was a guy at a market, said to me, if I ever came across a live album, I should get it, which so I did. Um, I do, and I listened to this so much in digital release. It kinda don't listen to it as much on vinyl. Well, it's kind of changed now. I do listen to it quite a lot. I was, but usually if I wanted this, I would stick it on if I wanted to listen to some live stuff. But oh no, this is a brilliant album and I love it. So on to the next one. So number 5, oh sorry, 4 is ACDC Back in Black. So show you the cover. So this is it. So I rated this album 10 out of 10. Pretty much like the next probably 3 albums I'm going to say about. Previous ones I've said about in this video as well. When I did at the time I did this review for this album, I found it hard what to say. It's such a brilliant album. There were so many good songs on it, on this album, and it is one of my all-time favorite albums and was on my wish list for a very long time. I got this album at Christmas 2017. It's not original, it's a remastered and a new album. The main problem is, I find with this new vinyls, compared to old ones, they seem to scratch easily, and even with this one, it seems to skip a couple of times and or get stuck on a song. But still in good condition. When I got this, funny enough, I used to stick on vinyls right away, but I kind of waited for a while, put it on, and to be honest, this kind of felt more special because the songs just sound so much better on vinyl than it is digitally. I've been a big fan of ACDC ever since I was about 11. They were like the first proper band I got into, and then shortly after I got into bands like Kiss. I've got a few ACDC t-shirts, which I'm actually wearing one a minute. As I say, I've got a few Guns N' Roses ones as well. I've got a Black and Black t-shirt as well, which I've had for a few years. I never got to see them live. They were in my country a few years ago, and they played Dublin, but I was too young to be in the age requirement for that gig. I got into a lot of these songs from this album when I first listened to Brian Johnson's era of the band, and I was mostly into. I didn't listen to Bon Scott's era until probably when I was about 14, 15. After this album, the next album, like, kind of started listening to their other albums, which I think it's good for the 80s. But is kind of find mid 80s was a bit of a slow early 90s with regular Razor's Edge. It would be up there with Back in Black. I kind of think the mid 90s to mid 2000s there was a bit of a slope with those albums, but kind of see as the 80s and 70s, maybe Black Ice and Rock and Bust as well as probably their best albums, even though Malcolm Young wasn't on Rock and Bust. And be honest, it's not the same. What I kind of feel about now that I am about the band now, I've had pretty much all the members are gone except Angus. Like fair play to Angus for keeping the band alive, bringing the old members back, and having Axl Rose, but it's not the same. As an example, like yeah, Axl Rose is good singing "Welcome to the Jungle," but Back in Black just you don't get that same. I don't get that same feeling. But I feel like I should really wrap it up. Like it's been over 40 years and they've brought some brilliant albums out. But all in all, this is a brilliant album, brilliant band. Um, Another thing I should add, there's rumours which I'm going to do a video on that the original band members have been singing in the recording studio, maybe doing something like stuff that has been left over from before Malcolm Young had died, but we don't know. Possibility that could be coming out this year. So anyway, on to number 3. So at number 3 is Queen Night of the Opera. So what's my review on this? So this was another album. I kind of found it hard to say about it when I did the review. At the time, I didn't really want to copy what I said from other Queen albums I've reviewed, which aren't going to be shown in this video. But I give this a 10 out of 10. At the time, like when I got this album, if you told me to rate it, I would have said 8 or 9. But even now, after listening to probably a good few times, I would say yeah, it's a 10 out of 10. It still is. I I really enjoy listening to the album, and it's one of those albums I would play a couple of times. It's like still one, even then and now it's still one of my favorite albums. It was on my vinyl lists for a while because people like told me, "Oh, it's a good album. You should get it in your vinyl. You have to have it." It's actually my second Queen album. It's not actually an original one. It was brought new as a gift for me around the same time after I got sheer heart attack. It was the last and yeah, it was kind of got that Queen's classic sound to this is where I would tend to start to listen to Queen's bigger hit. Like it's got Bohemian Rhapsody on it, which is such a legendary song, and I first heard it on Wayne's World coming back on a huddle that used to be like a tablet produced in the UK by Tesco's, which is a supermarket, coming back from Donegal in Ireland, going right across the north of Ireland, after doing camp in some village. It was of those songs that kept me listening to for ages. I listen to these songs digitally, of course, but it sounds better on vinyl. And I someday even don't care where I am. I would accidentally start singing Bohemian Rhapsody by accident, but I try not to. I've listened to them at like Live Aid in 1985. I've heard the band Extreme do their Queen melody for Freddie Mercury's tribute concert. And I have seen the Royal Albert Hall 1975 video, and obviously a lot of the songs from this album. Started listening to their singles from this album digitally. Queen actually did come. They have obviously probably came to England, but they did go to my country. Don't know when I got the time when I got this album with Album The Bird, it would have gone, but it was like tickets were quite expensive and sold out quite quick. But it's got some. It would have been an experience to see them live. So yeah. I'm going to just skip that last bit. But oh no, I love this album. And recently they actually brought out Bohemian Rhapsody, which was kind of a movie for like Freddie Mercury and the band, which I still haven't seen. Yeah, kind of love to see. So on to the next album. So, number two is, oh, where is it? Led Zeppelin 4. So, when I did this review for the album, I rated 10 out of 10. Um, which is my honest opinion. I think this is one of the best albums I have in my collections. Like one of my all time favorite songs on it is on this album, Stairway to Heaven. I'm not a huge Zeppelin fan. It kind of took me years to get into their music, and I think it was one of the first bands I tried to get into at first, but I didn't really feel like it. The music was kind of connecting with me. I first listened. I watched Led Zeppelin at the Celebration Day, the reunion thing, big, good, probably 12 years ago when that happened. I did like that, but that's kind of what first drew me into listening to the band. I kind of moved on listening to some of their greatest hits, mostly from their first couple albums and some from this album. Mate of mine kind of grew me into listening to them more. And when I got a vinyl player, people were like saying to me, "Oh, you need to get this album and vinyl." I got this Christmas, I think it was 2017, along with the ACDC Back in Black album, the other ACDC album, which isn't appearing in this video. I didn't put it on again. I didn't put it on right away. When I did, it just blew me away. I just felt like it would. The music finally connected with me, and it's probably one of my most played albums. Fortunately, this is not 1971 vinyl. It's 2014 reissued vinyl, so it's this one's 2017, so it's not that old. I nearly got a chance to see Robert Plant once play live, but the tickets were sold out. So yeah, so on to number one. So number one, and it would be pretty biased of me for not putting this at number one. It is Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon. So unfortunately, I actually at the time did not write the review down for this. So I'm just going to show you a clip from the first ever episode. No, it wouldn't been the first episode. Second episode of the first series, which actually was in my old room back in the north of Ireland. So yeah, so just gonna roll the clip. So my rating of the album, I would rate this album 10 out of 10. Some of the songs on that album got me into the band, and it was like the first album that I listened to in full by the band, and it's probably one of the best albums I've ever listened to. I tend to listen to Pink Floyd stuff from by after this album. It's kind of like my starting point. It got me into the taste into that kind of music, and I do tend to listen to all the stuff after this album from them, like the whole Shoot We're Here album and Another Brick in the Wall. This album is brilliant from beginning to end. I like the concept of the album. The sound of the album, it's a bit different to what was coming out around that time. So guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit the instant notification bell in the description below. So I can confirm now that I will be doing another series of vinyl reviews, but the only difference is rather than doing 10, I'm only going to be doing 5 as kind of a short series, due to the fact that I don't actually have 10 new vinyls to review. I may do a number 5 for series 4 when I get a chance to. So yeah, I am currently in the middle of writing the scripts, and I should be starting to put the videos up towards the towards Easter time. I get 3 weeks off uni, so they will be starting to go up then. So that is what's come as well. So the next video, I'm kind of taking somewhere from my back catalogue, which you get. It's an old car thing that you guys actually never got to see. So kind of putting that in just to try and fill a gap between this video, not the next video after that. Just so yeah. So hope you enjoyed this video, and I guess see ya.